there's been a lot of discussion around soulmates and twin flames and connecting with other parts of self, and in the understanding of us all being one, and yet having split souls at birth, or connecting with souls on the other side that are possibly part of our soul family. Is that what that really is just a connection of other parts of a soul family, other parts of, I guess just the concept that we are all one, and yet we are parts of other groupings.
The idea of twin flames, soulmates, soul groups is a way of communicating amongst the human family to one another, that feeling of connection, that feeling of oneness, that feeling of reunion, that feeling of reconciliation. But from the eternal perspective, from the non-physical perspective, there is no differentiation in degrees of reunion, of degrees of connection. But from a physical level, you feel this connection based upon memories, based upon past lives that feel that they were closer in proximity to your current reality. This is part of your reality, so this is the perspective that we will speak. Some people will feel as though you are closely tied to them, more connected to them on a deep soul level. And because this connection is what forms all of you, for when you go back, this is from your linear terms, of course, to the beginning of conception, again, linear terminology, you are all one. You are literally all one, comprised into the size of a pebble. But here you are expressing yourself in individual, unique forms, creating all of this, as unfathomable as that may seem. This is how it is. And in that creation, you've created this idea of reunion, of reconnection, of building groups that travel more closely together. And yes, this is part of your reality, and this explains why many of you have these feelings, why you can bump into somebody in the middle of nowhere and feel as though you've known each other forever. Because literally, you all have. But from physical form, you've perhaps spent more time with other individual creations, therefore have experienced more together, therefore feel a stronger connection upon reunion. Does this help?
Yes. Now, is there oftentimes a stronger, if you feel a stronger connection that perhaps you've shared in a lifetime, or experiences in the linear past or a past life, that you will work again with these same energies, that you're drawn together to do further work together?
Yes. You make this plan coming into this incarnation. You make a plan every time you come into an incarnation. Now, whether or not that plan actually comes into fruition, it is really basically just a blueprint, an overview, lacking specifics. There are some specifics, but not to the same degree that you would make a plan here. And part of that blueprint is the idea of working with other individuals upon return. Part of your human experience is to tap into that potential and to recognize that potential when it crosses your path, and to begin to build upon it without really needing to know exactly what you're building other than the fact that it feels right, that it feels good. Many of you have a tendency to recognize and embrace people that you come across that make you feel good. What you're overlooking sometimes, almost always, is the potential in having that same kind of recognition with somebody that turns you off. Because oftentimes you have more to learn from that individual, and that was also part of the plan. This doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sit and spend hours and hours and hours with somebody that makes you feel like you want to throw a chair out the window. But it does afford you the opportunity to see certain things about yourself that you may be wanting to, on a soul level, recognize. To be able to then transform yourself into that which you would prefer by seeing that which you don't. That was just a side note.
Thank you very much.
Everybody has something to teach. Everybody has something to learn from one another.